Yes, peoples, I did it. I went in $50 further for our Cherry Burst Timu guitar, the no-name guitar, and ordered a replacement neck, because as it is, I don't know, the neck that's on there is just not savable by me at this point, and I didn't want to rebuild it. Too much work. Let's see if that opens up down the middle. So I decided to go looking for a neck. I found something that I think might work, but who knows? Maybe it will, maybe it won't. I got this off of Amazon, and if it's not going to work, then I can easily send this one back. It's a very nice color. Frets are not that big. It's very nicely finished. Very nicely finished. The color yellow is not coming out that great, but it's satin. And I was thinking this color might look pretty good on it's a 4mm, should be exactly 4. Okay, truss rod seems to work. One of the things you should check right away. Safety that before anybody gets hurt like me. Okay, so I decided to go from the rosewood looking type neck on Cherry to that on Cherry. And I thought this might look better than that. Now, in order to really find out what's going on, I'm going to need to loosen up all these strings, take that neck off again, and see if this neck fits in this pocket nicely, because then I can make the holes where I want them. And if it does, oh yeah, and this one has a rounded bottom on it, where this one here is squared off. I could have rounded it, but you know, it doesn't fit right in the pocket because the pick guard, the way it's mounted here, doesn't go far enough back. So the original and this one is exactly the same, which means that this was maybe, you know, just out of this. When I say this, I mean the bridge. Might have just been a little bit too far forward. So anyway, I can fix that with the router. So the first thing we're going to do is have to loosen the strings, and I'm going to speed all this up for you. Okay, we have a width of 55.40. .86. So there's a small difference in the width of the heel. Okay, let me do that. Oops. Okay, so this neck also, I didn't notice it before, but this neck also, when it's snug up against this side, there's a little bit of a lip going down there on that side of the pocket. So it's a millimeter larger on this one, but it doesn't make that much of a difference. The only thing I would be worried about is string alignment, and I might have to just position it in a certain way that the strings would align properly across the pickups and across the edges of the fretboard. Now, the frets on the original are much larger than the ones on this one. These are definitely got to be medium. These are definitely going to be standard size frets. And I have a new one of those. See how that fits in there. You know, I thought that would make it better, but it doesn't. It actually sits better, flatter that way. Maybe this is better when it's on the guitar and the neck is to support it. Maybe, yeah. I need to check before I go and do a lot of work on this stuff. Under okay, so right now the neck has a bit of a back bow in it. And here we are 5 weeks in, and I still have some of that cold bugging me, guys. That chest cold is still hanging on. Okay, so we got the wood straight. Alright, the wood is straight. Let's go. So the first fret is high in different places. I don't know what kind of nut that is. Probably just a PVC. I already put a bone in there. So let's go with this part. Okay, so 3 has high frets. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, oops, 13. There's a lot of high frets, or unlevel frets, let's say. I can still get that with this one. Gets better when it gets up here. Spoke too soon. Yeah, I spoke too soon. So, there is a lot of unlevelness in the frets. A lot. The wood looks good. The finish is very pleasing. It's probably going to need the next shim. So I have a choice, right? I can either keep this and work on it, try to make it fit and work properly, level all these frets, or save the body and do what with it, because there's just no way I'm gonna take all those frets out of there and replace them after doing a fret job on this thing 3 times. There's just no way I'm gonna do all that. I just don't want to. I just don't want to. Alright, let's check one other thing. How thick is it here? I'm going to check the radius on this neck as well. I think it was supposed to be a 12. Well, that goes 25.79. I can see that it's not exactly flush. Okay. Yeah, 25.79. Take off these shims, because this one looks a lot thicker. .16. 27.16. So this one is a lot thicker, and I was having trouble with that one being low. At one point there. This pocket, I think, was cut kind of low in the body. I think that's why. And I think that's why the shims, it's the one I had for that. I had chosen one, and I've had, oh, here it is. I'm thinking now it may actually need to be one of the other ones. I just don't know. So the no-name is turning into kind of like a parts caster. A no-name neck with the no-name body with the, where did I get this from? I thought it was a Min sign, but it was Bullfighter. Bullfighter Strat that I bought. And I still have this one, which is a 0.25. So this is the thickest one of the 3. Oh no, hold on. There's this is a new set that came in. Some that are actually tapered. They're supposed to be. Let's see. The moose pour. They're supposed to actually be tapered as shims. But you know what? They're not. Like thicker here and thinner there. They're not. So, let's just see. Maybe I'm lying. Zero 0.84. 0.79. So, I am probably lying about that. 0.89. 0.87. Well, I'd say that's probably within the tolerances of not really tapered. 0.89 again. 0.73. Well, this one actually is tapered, 0.67. So the 25, this one is tapered much more than these two are. So this is 0.25. That says 0.25. They all say 0.25. But one is tapered. I think they might be tapered, but it's just ever so slightly. See, 79 to 84 to 82 to 83. So it just depends on where you put it. 78, 67, 81, 70. So it just depends on where you put it. So it's kind of like close enough for horseshoes type of thing. These are definitely not tapered. See, this is 2.39 millimeters thick and 2.41 and 2.34 and 2.38, 2.39, 2.40. These are definitely just thickness shims. 227, 228. Yeah, so these just are lift them up, which in this case I'm probably going to need these for sure, because this heel is not as thick as that one. And to get my saddles where they are right now, at a nice angle, with the action that I had there, that has to be thicker, so this is probably going to need a lift. Well, you know, the only thing we can do is our best, right? We'll give it a shot and see how it goes. The headstock shape is very much similar, a little bit pointier there than the original's, rounded off a little bit more. Skunk stripe on this one because it's a full maple. Yeah, maple top, maple, and the skunk stripe or walnut, whatever they said it was. I don't know if it's painted on or what. Could very well be painted on. It could just be stained. It does not feel like it's wood. I think it's fake. It's very sharp around that. So I guess I'm going to have to do a lot of work. Alright. It is what it is. We'll figure out which all of these things we're going to need to get the neck positioned correctly, along with these. Store it all in that one bag for now. Put that away. And this I'm going to have to put aside to do the work on this neck. There it is. I want to take a close look at the slots in this thing. There's a gap from this side of the nut to the wood. And did they put it in too far on that side? Okay, it's loose. At least I'm not going to have a lot of trouble getting that one out. So the nut is not exactly to the width of the neck. So let's see what it is. Oh, got to turn that off. 0. And 42.54. At 42.54, let's see if we can. There, okay. Well, that comes out pretty clean. Right slot. That comes out pretty clean. And you know what? It doesn't have the standard little holes in there like it should be a plastic nut. It's exactly 42, well, it's 41.91, and the wood is 42.59. So it's just a little bit short. Not as long as it should be. It could very well be a bone. So now I'm going to have to put all this stuff where it should be and get set up, I guess, to make the run to really work on this and try to make it fit on that body. Try to make it fit. When I cut back this pick guard, it's going to move my intonation all the way back. Speaking of which, speaking of which, let's just check this out. So 12.75 or 12 3/4. And if we go there, right there's 12 3/4. That makes that 12 3/4 a little bit more this way as opposed to more that way. The this ways and the that ways. Uh, 12. Yeah. Okay, so if it comes back this way a little bit, okay, yes. 12 3/4 is right about where it is now. And if I bring this back a little bit, it'll move the 12 3/4 back. Okay, I was right. The thinking was right for the the up front part. I just couldn't visualize it there and in the current, in the present. So, all right. I guess we're going to need to leave that out. We're going to need to leave that out. We're going to put that away. We're going to put that up.